This is the Shawn Yankey Show.
And we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings. We decided long ago that the dangers of excessive and unwarranted concealment of pertinent facts far outweighed the dangers which are cited to justify it.
In the councils of government, we must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex.
Today, we've had a national tragedy. 2 airplanes have crashed into the World Trade Center in an apparent terrorist attack.
This episode of the Shawn Yankey Show is being brought to you by the support of viewers like me. We realize the importance of independent media and truth in this time of mass deceit and propaganda. We have decided to fight for and support it to keep it alive. You can help us in this fight for truth. Contribute at patreon.com/Shawn Yankey. Thanks for coming to the show. It'll begin soon.
Hey everybody, get in here. It is time again for the Shawn Yankey Show. I am Shawn, and this is the Shawn Yankey Show. So you are right on time and in the right place, no matter where you're at or when you're watching or listening. So we're also a podcast. After the show, we upload as a podcast, and you can get us anywhere you get a podcast. So no matter where you're at or when it is, thanks for coming. We are now live, though, on Facebook, YouTube, and VK. We just started on VK. This is our very first show on VK. I tried VK a long time ago when I was doing the Daily Burn, and we're giving it another shot. So we're here on VK. So hello to VK, and take part in the show wherever you're at. Your comments will pull right in, and I'll be able to see them and interact with you. And we have a live discussion. Every night we do different themes. Like tonight, we're going to do news. When we really get started here in a minute, it's going to be Hindsight News. We do that every Monday. And then we'll have a discussion afterwards about the news. But it always revolves around the comment section. Whatever you guys want to discuss, that's what we'll get into. Let me say hi to all the live viewers that are here and get it started. So, hey, Dolores, how are you? How you doing, Helen? A lot of people found us on YouTube. I'm surprised. We got a strike, a channel strike on our new YouTube channel. And our first, the ones where you get 3 and you're gone. We got the first of that. So we're on a 7-day YouTube ban, and we'll be on our backup channel, Me on Things and Stuff, for the next 7 days. It was for medical misinformation. That's all they'll tell me. From the Week in Review, that's what they flagged. The clip show that we do on Saturday nights. They flagged that, and for medical misinformation, which is funny because they didn't get the actual show that it was in, just a clip of it. A lot of times, they don't catch something until I clip it out. But it was the first time we got a strike on the new channel. And I think the reason they took them so long to find me was because I wasn't uploading any original videos to that YouTube channel at all. So we were only doing live streams. It took them a while to find us. But I'm glad you guys found us on YouTube. Hey, Lolly. And Dolores here on Facebook, too. Hey, Riley. Hey, what's up, Riz, Sky, Jessica, Nicole, Samuel. A lot of people on YouTube. Good. All right. Hey, Roseanne. How are you, Lee? KT's here. Nora, Kaylin, Tammy. Very nice. What's up, Marie? All right. Holly said, Todd, oh, wait. Yes, told me we can't question their Novitz supplies. I think you're talking in code. We got to do more of that because, like I said, going to get taken down on YouTube soon. We'll just start a new channel. But, now we're trying out VK. So this will be nice, breaking this in, seeing how this goes, dusting off the VK account, seeing if we catch on over there. But tonight is news night. We're going to do news. The YouTube channel is Me on Things and Stuff, Patricia. That's where we're at right now. For the next 7 days, we'll be on Me on Things and Stuff. It was our old YouTube channel. Thank you. Thanks for putting it in the comment section, whoever did that. I appreciate that. All right. Thank you, Riley. Right on. Hopefully we get some new viewers in from VK. That would be nice. Like I said, though, we're going to do news tonight. I'm going to start here in just a minute, and we'll get into that. I wanted to ask y'all's opinion on something really quick, because I really can't decide. The week in review itself, that little clip show that we do every Saturday night? We don't get many views during the live, but it does really well in replays, quite well, actually. So I don't know. I can't decide. I feel like it's a very good representation of what we do here at the show, but often I'm peeping out by myself. So I'm like, I don't know. I feel like it'd be the best thing for somebody to find us, to stumble upon and be like, wow, what's this? And then look at it and see it all play out. I think for that reason, I would hate to see it go away, but it's a lot of work to do. And, those views are hard to judge by because they're only 3-second views, which really means all it is somebody clicked on it and didn't immediately leave. The 1-minute views are much lower than that, and again, you're talking about manipulated figures. Babels tells me often I need to stop looking at my stats. I look at the stats too much. Can't help it. And you got no other way to see what's going on or how you're doing. But here we go. I'm going to begin and get us started. We're going to start the news. It is Monday night, and on Monday nights, we do news. So I didn't really know where to begin tonight. I kind of feel like we have to start all the way back September 11th, 2001. It's when really all of this started. As you know, today, the United States pulled all of their troops out of Afghanistan, or yesterday, whenever. Today is when the Taliban has complete control. I don't know when we pulled our last jet out. I've been trying to take it all in. I'm blown away by a lot of the details of it, and we're going to get into a lot of that here in just a little bit. But I figured a good place to start was where it all began, and this is where a lot of things began for me too. As an American, before this moment, I believed a lot of things. I was fooled into believing a lot of things, convinced of a reality that I have since found out is not true at all. Especially for us Americans. We're sold the largest amount of bullshit and exposed to a tremendous amount of propaganda. And it was searching through the propaganda today that raised alarm in me because, as you know, everything in the news, the mainstream news, has been this virus, the sickness, wall to wall. That's all they're worried about, and that's what they're pushing, that and their juice. That's all they want to talk about. Today, literally everything on any mainstream site is Afghanistan. And we're going to get into different things here in a minute. I want to talk about some of it with you and give my views on it. But in my opinion, this is completely orchestrated, as was this event here that's unfolding on the screen. This is live footage from September 11th. CBS, I believe, is what that logo is. This is what they were showing on the day. I have it muted so that hopefully we won't get any copyright strike for it. But, look, they had every angle showing of this. And they wanted to make sure they capture what's about to happen. And they used it to sell an agenda that they've been pushing for the last 2 decades. And they've laundered trillions of dollars in the process, stolen untold amount of resources, done unmeasurable amounts of damage as far as foreign relations go. And then look what they just did. They just pulled out, abandoned all their equipment, just gave it all to the Taliban. So that what? The media could be outraged and global outrage as what they laid in place unfolds. And then we're called in to save the day. And we immediately roll back into the place we just left under another pretense that we set up and orchestrated just like this. They met together and tried to figure out what would allow them to do what they wanted to do. What would allow them to push forward with the agenda they wanted to push forward with and get the American people to accept it. An agenda they already had in place. General Wesley Clark, which is a video I almost showed, I've showed it multiple times, was shown this plan, and this document that these people came together and wrote, Project for a New American Century, explains that they would need something like a new Pearl Harbor. And then months after that, this happened. And before this, a mentor of mine, someone I look up to a lot in what I'm trying to do here, William Cooper, predicted that there would be a massive false flag that would be blamed on Osama bin Laden. And it's exactly what happened. And then it was used to go into Afghanistan. And we've stayed there. We've not left till now. Only to leave a situation that we're going to have to immediately go back to. As Team America World Police, it will now become our duty to go save them from the situation we created. And then you look like the dick because you're like, don't do this. Don't go down this road again. Don't allow yourself to be tricked again and pulled into a situation again under false pretenses because people are being hurt. That's what they do, is hurt people. And this event caused me to look at things that I never looked at before and find out things about my country that were very disturbing, very troubling. And now you see this stuff unfolding that happened because of this and the agenda behind this, what they wanted to do, and how it's happened exactly as planned. And we're only left to go to war with one more real country on their list, Iran. We've went to war with all the others. And I heard a lot of foreign policy breakdowns today about what the results of what we did in Afghanistan by pulling out the way we did and the situation we created and what that's going to do foreign policy wise. And I feel that's exactly what they want and why they did it the way they did it. Because it sets them up perfectly for what they want to do. An ally that will be created there, among others, is Iran. And they're looking for excuses there anyway. But there was a lot of video out of Afghanistan, and it could be taken either way. Who knows? You see people celebrating. There are massive amounts of people welcoming in the Taliban as they roll in on our equipment, and then people fleeing. In this video here, it's really kind of hard to decide what they're doing. They're following a jet, celebrating. It could be. Some media outlets are trying to push this as they're protesting them leaving. They're like pushing it up into the sky. Like some of them look like they want to ride it. But like this, look, this is a front page of a mainstream media outlet here in the United States. And look at it. It's all Afghanistan. Everywhere. You can hardly find it. The Rona is all the way down here, buried. Past the scroll. Look at this. Lead headline on CNN. Biden points finger at others for the unfolding crisis. And I didn't watch his whole speech. There is an interesting clip that I'm going to have to fix the screen share that I'm doing because I'm not sharing audio right now. I'll show you later. But where Biden explains that our agenda in Afghanistan was never nation building, but just to fight terrorism. And so I guess what he's saying there is we never really cared to build them a strong government or anything that could stand up. He accidentally tells the truth all the time, but he's trying to point the finger at Trump. Whereas I was trying to use that video on 9/11 to explain. They wanted this and wanted an end. And their villain that they used to say that Osama was hiding in a cave in Afghanistan as reason to go there, that the 19 terrorists came from there, and it was all orchestrated out of there. We had to invade there, and then we stay there. It was bullshit. The entire thing, a false flag to push forward an agenda that they already had in mind. So this stuffed suit, Joe Biden, is blaming that stuffed suit, Donald Trump. When really, like, look, this is from the White House Twitter. This is the President of the United States getting briefing on the Afghanistan situation in an empty room, dressed in just a collared shirt, sleeveless collar, short sleeve collared shirt, watching his advisors on a screen. It's the saddest shit I've ever seen. It's an image of an American president. The saddest one I've ever looked at. But they're comparing what we're doing, what we did in Afghanistan to Vietnam, making comparisons. There's even a picture, I don't have it for you, but a picture of them airlifting out of embassy by helicopter, side by side with a picture of the same thing happening in Vietnam, as they deny any relation to the two things. I think this is way worse. It's not comparisons to that. We just abandoned our equipment, from what I'm reading and finding out about this, from what I've found. Just left it there. Nice stuff. Black Hawk helicopters, drones, AR-15s, all kinds of stuff. Billions of dollars worth of taxpayer-funded equipment just abandoned. They didn't destroy it. They didn't pop the tires. Nothing. Left the keys in the shit. Unless we did that in Vietnam, this is way worse. But it's completely orchestrated. 100%. This is 100% planned out. The way they did it, pulling them out, I'm not against that. I want us to bring home our troops from everywhere they don't need to be. We don't need to be Team America World Police. It's ridiculous. And that all needs to stop. So I'm for that. It's the way that they did it, and they did it that way on purpose. That's what I'm saying. We just left them all our shit. It's crazy. The more I look at it, the crazier it gets. Until you realize this is just theater. I was seeing all kinds of people talk about, like I was saying earlier, with the foreign policy. When you realize it's just a global agenda playing out, it all makes perfect sense. And I realized that, that stuff is true. But where this is heading is also already known. So the fact that it strengthens certain allies and things like this, that in the end, in my opinion, leads to war with Iran, is where this is heading. But it's by design. They wanted this and have wanted this for a very long time. And you don't just leave all your stuff on accident. It's on purpose. And there it is right there. The president stands squarely behind his withdrawal decision. And I guess that means also the decision to leave all of our equipment. He blames Donald Trump and the unwillingness of the Afghan forces to fight off the Taliban. The Taliban, who we basically recruit for by our actions every day. They failed to defeat them. They did, not us. We went there to defeat the Taliban, to destroy terrorism, right? The Taliban, they did this. That's what we were told. We had to go there and defeat them. And he even said it. We weren't there for nation building. We were there to prevent the United States from terrorism. You empowered the terrorists. That makes no sense. And now you made them stronger and more effective in their terrorism. And then, we haven't even started to talk about how much money was made on what's been going on there. And how much of what's been going on there has been for money and drugs. Their resources and their poppy fields. And we have troops guarding that shit. And people that have invested in defense stocks and made a ton of money off of this. The people that really wage war and want it. And lobby and fund people like McConnell, who they're wanting to blame, and like Biden, even by accident, owning it, because they don't care. They're soulless. That's why they're in those roles. They'll do those things. They'll sign their name. They'll say what you want them to say. They'll sell the agenda you want them to sell, and they do not care. That's how you rise to prominence in those roles and stay in them as long as they have. It's theater politics in the United States. And when you know that, and know that they did this on purpose, what are you supposed to do? Just go, oh, well, I guess we gotta go back. That's not even the rightful president in the Oval Office. The one sitting there all week in that room talking to a screen during a crisis. And people like this, who's probably a good-hearted dude, this Burt Jones. He's trying to investigate and expose the voter fraud that happened in the 2020 election in the United States. And the fact that we have an illegitimate president right now, and our legitimate president is playing golf at a resort, silenced on all social media and not able to speak out. Had to start his own platform to even be able to address the American people. these are not the people that rise to prominence. This guy might be a good guy. And I think he wants to investigate and expose voter fraud. But it reminds me of the FBI agents who were crying, trying to investigate pieces of 9/11 that would have led to real truth, and apologizing to the victims because they weren't allowed to do so. And he won't either. Just like the audits in America, that in Arizona and all these places, I think they're doing them in Pennsylvania too. They're finding all kinds of fraud. People are getting excited because we want justice and we expect it. But how long has it been since you've seen it? You know, I want them to investigate, and I want them to expose a lot of things. And the truth of what happened with the election would be a very big one. And it would lead to others. And it would be very nice to see these things happen. But that's not what they do. And it's not what they've ever done. And people that try to do it are silenced or ridiculed, eliminated, and gotten rid of. And then I want to watch people like this guy here. Seems like a good dude. Or Rand Paul, who's calling for Americans to take a stand and stand up for our rights before we completely lose them. I want to believe in those people. They've been lied to so many times, it's hard to know. It's really hard to know what to believe. Riley's right. And they'll be encouraged in doing so. You know, that's what's sadder about the whole thing. They'll be convinced by others that they're right in doing it. You know, I was blown away today as I looked through the news to get ready by how much of it was only that topic. Afghanistan, everything. You had to dig to get to the Rona. And that's usually all they want to talk about. That's usually all they want to talk about. That and the Jews. Today it's crickets on that. It's like they can't handle two things at the same time. Or maybe they think the people can't handle two things at the same time. I think it's more the second one. That they don't think that the American people's attention span can handle two topics at once. It really doesn't seem that they do. Lee, it's true, man. The two-party system in the United States of America is there to sell an illusion that progress is possible through that avenue, and it's not. They are both two wings on the same bird. And just look at how much the Democrats have gotten done with all of the power they've acquired. Absolutely nothing. Which is all they intended to do. And then Sky, who I don't know if Sky is here, but Sky was sending me some links about Donald Trump. And I was pointing out that, it's the Democrats really that are keeping him in the news and keeping him newsworthy. And I feel as an opponent for 2024. But, whatever it is not for anything that will ever benefit the people. The government theater that's going on is to stop anything from ever happening that deviates from the agenda. or causes harm to. Any scraps that they decide to give us, they're allowed to. Well, Jessica, there's certain words and phrases I'm trying to avoid. I got to get creative. You know, like we just got that YouTube strike, and we'll quickly get the other two. It happened the last time pretty quick. They finally found us. We showed up on the radar somehow, and we'll get those two strikes pretty quick. And I'm going to try to avoid them as much as I can. There's little things you can do, like they have easy rules that are easy to get tripped up on, like with watching your mouth and things like that. But the AI is also watching for those keywords and phrases. I'm going to try to avoid them as much as possible. I will mess up. I always do, but I agree, Lolly. I think they really do enjoy Trump. They like him and they want him around and are looking forward to running against him again in 2024. And they'll rig the shit out of it again. And he'll put up his fight again, but they'll silence him again. It's easy. Nothing real will happen. And it will be theater and keep everybody busy for a little while. And give you hope. Patricia says there's an agenda regarding Afghanistan if they're instructing that it take over the news cycle, manufacturing consent for something. Absolutely. That's exactly what I'm seeing too. That's why I wanted to show the main page of CNN. That was creepy to me. Riz says that Biden is pushing for interstate travel passports. You think that my baby talk is sounding too much like a word that you're not supposed to use? Maybe I need to rethink my baby talk. He's great. Jessica said that Trump is the ideal deflection. He is great. He's awesome. Just for a second, think of it in that way. Let him be that person playing that role, just for theory's sake. He's awesome. Awesome. He raises money simultaneously for both parties in a way I've never seen anybody do. Well, he's right. For both parties, huge moneymaker. Tammy wonders if they'll give the midterm elections to the Republicans to try to calm the situation. I think it'll even itself out, yeah. But it won't matter. Same agenda will move forward at the same speed, no matter who's in power. Nothing fundamentally will change. Just like Biden told all of his donors. Kalen said that he said it's too complicated at the moment, but I don't trust that's the end of it all. I don't know what she's referring to there. Terry said, we walk with love, passion, and hope to maintain our living in 5D. Jesus Christ told his apostles, sell your cloak, buy swords. We have two major wars going on. The war of propaganda, with such statements saying 99% of Rona deaths are of non-Jews. Now take 94% of those paid off to the tune of $14,500 per check from the Rockefeller medicine system. Where are you getting that from? Let me see some links, sir. 94% of those dead were past life expectancy. I believe that stat's probably accurate. I thought I left it up long enough. I left it up a while. I was gone, though. I was like, all you could see was my eyes. Samuel said that Mike Lindell's cyber symposium assured that all 50 states will be elected. Paper ballots and photo ID will be used for the next presidential election. I love My Pillow. My Pillow is great. I like it a lot. He makes a good pillow, Mike Lindell. I don't know a lot more about how much power or influence he has. We'll see. I hope so, man. I really do. I want that shit. I do. I'm not rooting against you. I'm for you. Dolores says the goal is to have the Middle East countries fighting each other. Israel wants to expand through the Middle East, more land for the Zionists throughout the world to relocate. Or are you saying, oh, the Jews can relocate? I don't know exactly what she's saying there, but I do know that would be one of the people that would directly benefit from their agenda in the Middle East, outside of all the other reasons they want that area. So she's probably close to being right there. Terry said Rockefeller owns the American Medical Association, Red Cross, and USO. Is it true that Mel Gibson's making a movie about them, the Rockefellers? I read some interesting stuff about Mel Gibson and saw some interesting things that he has said recently. Jordan says, turn the pillow over and find out. To the cool side? I save that. I wake up in the middle of the night, I flip it over to the cool side. That's nice. I love my pillow. It's great. He makes a great pillow. And they're 50% off right now. Dude knows pillows. Well, Tammy don't like it. There's one negative review. And really, I'm not going to talk about it anymore till he ponies up and becomes a supporter of the show. Riz is playing a little crypto. She's got Klaus Schwab crypto. I've never heard of that kind. I know I wouldn't invest in the US dollar. Oh, I had it right. Okay. A lot of times I'm not sure if I'm taking the comments right. Dolores said I was right. The Zionists to relocate, needing more space, spread out, stretch out, you know. What's up, Edward? How are you? Patricia, I don't understand it. All right. I'm an affiliate now for Dr. Squatch, but I don't understand what it is I'm supposed to do. Like, there's these links that they gave me. I don't know how I'm supposed to share them. I don't fully understand it. I've been trying to understand it. I need to sit Babels down in front of it. She's more patient than me. What happens with me is I try to figure everything out for myself. And I get frustrated, and then I get mad, and then I give up, and then I come back to it, and I repeat the process about 15 times before I figure it out. Because I'm bullheaded. First thing she said yesterday was, you haven't looked up a video on how to do that yet. And I haven't. I still haven't. It's a little weird. Maybe it's like, you know, how men are not supposed to look at instructions. Maybe it has something to do with that. I really don't know why I'm so stubborn. But I'm going to get you guys a link. I'm going to figure out what to do with it. What I don't like about them is the clickable link. It looks like something I would never click. So I'm like, that can't be what I'm supposed to use. I'm not finding the right thing because it's really long and it doesn't really let you know in the link anywhere that it's for Dr. Squatch. But that link gives me credit. I'm just like, how do I get people to click on that? Because it doesn't look like anything I would want to click on. I've tried it. It works. Takes you right there. But it doesn't say like drsquatch.com in it. It's confusing. Tricia says all affiliate programs have links that you have to use, and people click through to the product site, and then you get a percentage. Right on. It's nice. Oh, I love it. You know, if I'm going to talk about it, I'm going to find my link. I'll give you a link. I'll show you. And this way you'll see what I'm talking about. It doesn't really look like a link that I would usually click. If I saw this link in an ad, I would be like, why don't I just go to Dr. Squatch and see about that? Ugh. How come I never can do things when I'm trying? I do like the way it sounds when I'm typing. What? Huh. Well, I'm having technical difficulties getting into that account right now. Yeah, they have deodorant too, Edward. They got shampoo and toothpaste even. I don't know why. It's the right email account. I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. I'll figure it out later. I'm stubborn. I'm trying to figure it out now because we're on the subject right now, and I got to figure this out. I don't know why I haven't yet. Okay. That's too much dead air. Aluminum free, all natural. I'll get you a link later. I thought I'd be able to do it quickly, and it just was taking longer and longer. You can't use it? I've heard Melissa told me she uses lemon juice. Just spritz a little lemon juice under there. Patricia says you have to label what it is, and if you want, you can probably change it to a bit.ly link or a tiny URL. Maybe. Right now, I can't even get into my account. I'm a little concerned with that, but I have to go on with what we're doing. So, what did you guys think? What do you think of the agenda here? What do you think's going on? What do you think about anything? What other news stories did I not get to that you want to talk about? Kalen says follow Richard Sharnon for election numbers. He's been doing this for decades. Samuel probably has some good ones to follow about it too. Riley uses citrus deodorant, aluminum-free, paraben-free, etc. How's Babel's? Tammy asked. Better, but not by a lot. And she still hasn't been approved for the treatment she needs, for the payment for the treatment she needs. And we don't even know exactly how much it would be to pay for it ourselves. And I think she'd need 6 treatments. I don't know. She's up moving around now, walking more, still in a lot of pain. Patricia said Snopes just had to retract 60 articles for plagiarism. Oh my God. That's hilarious. Trusted news source Snopes? Not Snopes. That's crazy. Jordan said concerts across the country are switching to Rona tests per 48 hour of event or COVID passports. You got me to say it. I said one of the words. But yeah, and in Australia, they're doing door-to-door COVID testing for shit that's just insane. Shawn says deaths in Israel up 460% on Rona deaths and juice. If I deciphered his code, we're all speaking in code now. It's rough, man. Tammy's talking about Babels. It's a rough situation. It's horrible to watch. It's horrible to be in. And our healthcare system is disgusting. It really is sick. I don't believe, people use the Bible to back up what Israel does and support it. There's this guy. I work in fast food for my regular job. and I was working drive-thru today, and this guy comes through all the time, and he likes to give you Bible stuff and $1. I'm just friendly and I take it. You know what I mean? And a lot of times I'll look at it. Today I looked at it, and today's passage was written by a guy from the Friends of Israel Society, and I was just, what the fuck, man? Why do we keep supporting what's going on there? And the best excuse anyone can give me is it's the Bible. And I just feel like everything is a lie and everything is distorted. And why wouldn't that be too? You know, just look at what they're doing. How could anybody support that? Are you talking about Songbird? The movie about Rona 23? When everything's locked down and getting raided if you have symptoms and taken in. I don't know how you support it, even if you're using the Bible. I think you have to realize you could be being deceived. Tricia says that they have no understanding of the fact that things have been labeled as the opposite of what they really are from way back. But a lot of them do, though. That's what I'm saying. They just think this one thing can't be a lie. It's protected or something. Like they couldn't distort this thing. They can distort literally everything else, but not this. I don't get feeling that way. I'm not that certain about anything. Terry says lemons, coconut oil, and hemp oil, 6 drops of iodine, 30 milligrams of zinc, hemp hearts and doobies morning, noon, and night every day. Mushrooms, LSD, and DMT once a month. Is that your regimen? You know, that sounds like a boss-ass regimen. Lee says blaming the country of Israel is like blaming you for Biden. It's the governments we need to hate, not the people. I'm talking about the government of Israel and the agenda of Israel, not the people. I do too. It's great. Riz says she likes having a functioning immune system because so many don't anymore. And I don't know what she's talking about with that next statement, because the flu has been eradicated. It is gone. We have only 1,000 cases of that. That's wiped out. Next year, probably be 0, because masks work and all that. We wiped it out. Don't even have to worry about that anymore. These people, though, with the constant hand sanitizing and the masking, they're weakening their immune system. That's exactly what this is about. Absolutely true, Jessica. The political state of Zionist Israel exploits people of Jewish faith and then hides their atrocities behind it. That's who I'm talking about. Riley said a pregnant woman wasn't allowed her cardiac checkup when she is about to have a child and had the appointment for months. It's because she wasn't double juiced. They're pushing that on pregnant women now. I can't believe that. Wanting pregnant women to get it. Encouraging it. And I've seen stats that are saying it's driving up miscarriages, the rate of miscarriages. And it makes me think back on, I remember being shown a video in school about, I forget what the name of it was, but it was something they were giving to pregnant women. And it would cause these mutations in their babies. Someone that knows what I'm talking about, let me know in the comments if you do. But they were pushing this on pregnant women. They caused it because they didn't understand what they were doing or know the side effects or care. And that's what they're doing now. They don't know. They don't know. It's untested, first of its kind. They don't know, and they're pushing it on literally everybody. Thank you, Lolly. You're a boss. I wanted to say that. I need to trust my memory more. The Thalidomide. It reminds me of that. I'm really worried. Samuel was talking about how, how it's going to be awesome to watch all these juicers start dropping like flies or whatever happens to them. But I don't think it is going to be awesome. I think it's going to be our mess. And it's going to be awful to watch. Edward says he's going to send me a link in Messenger to watch this guy, and maybe you can share it with the audience. Right on. Marie says she's immune compromised and have a better immune system than they do, donut eaters. They've been doing after pregnant women forever. Miscarriages up 600%. I thought that number sounded very low. I think a lot of people are. And then the willfully ignorant, that's what bothers me, Patricia. The willful ignorance is what bothers me. Because then you're actually supporting it, helping it. Fear causes disease, Kaylin says. That's what they want, is fear. They use that to sell everything. And then it's problem, reaction, solution. They already have the solution they want to sell you. They just want to get you scared enough that you'll accept it. That's what they always do and how they've done everything. Lolly says that mom was also given diet pills. Really? Encouraged to take that during pregnancy? Took what for nausea? Thalidomide? That's what it was for, wasn't it? They were encouraging it to pregnant women. Shawn says Boris Johnson's pregnant wife said that she had the juice, and if others worry about it, then to take the Pfizer or Moderna, but not the AstraZeneca? Is that her admitting that the AZ is dangerous? I don't know. Trump liked to push the Johnsons. He liked that one because it turns out he has stock in the Johnsons. I don't know. But I guarantee you that Boris Johnson's pregnant wife did not get any juice. And if she took a photo doing it, it's fake. Just like Ivanka Trump's. Terry says out of the first in Toledo coming down with the Delta variant, 16 out of the 20 were juiced, and the other 4 were probably lied about. Well, safety is important. Safety is important. That's what's fascinating to me is how much they've been able to do with something that is not dangerous, that is not a threat. And they've been able to do a great deal. So what if it was? Being how we know that they made this, created it in a lab, literally, so they could do anything they want. What if they went a little harder next time? That's what concerns me. Because the WHO came out recently and said that the next one is going to make this look like child's play. I take them literally. Kaylin says Johnson's does not have the mRNA part. So there is that. Not that we want any of these. Is that true? Is that right? I didn't know that. I thought they were all mRNA vaccines. I said it. I made it 54 minutes and I just said the word. You're welcome, computer. Shawn wants to know how can they test for it when the test that they're using doesn't even distinguish between that and the flu. We don't want anybody talking about that, even though they put it right out there for you to see it. Truth in plain sight. They're telling you they can't test for it even. How they have variants of it. Marie said neither of them get real juice. None of these celebrities, I don't think. Totally fake for most leaders and their virtue signaling wives. Disappearing needle or pullback instead of push or saline. Shawn says Gates even said the next one will be taken seriously. Are you calling it a Maxine? Maxine? I like that. Patricia says, how about this? The PCR test isn't even a test at all, per its inventor. That's an interesting fact as well. Riz says, I called my pharmacy and the pharmacist told me that they can detect the variant because it's like a different color flower on the same bush. This is what we're dealing with. That kind of scientific knowledge. And Kaylin is also right, and so is Patricia. The test is not valid for this, and the inventor of it says so. And they even tell you that, what was it last time I heard, 60% false positives. They can't get accurate numbers because they're not even properly testing for it. And that's absolutely right. They are. They are wrong. There's not much right about what's going on. It's disturbing. And the only thing that will stop any of it is us. So we just need to make people aware of what's really going on the best we can. It does get harder and harder to do. You know, you get shut down. You're not allowed to talk about it, like we've been avoiding topic or trying to. I didn't do a very good job of it, but trying to avoid topics that you're not allowed to talk about. That's hard. You can't have real discussions anymore. They're eliminating things that you're allowed to discuss. But they've gotten everything they wanted, though, Tammy. They haven't been right about any of this. It's not even a real threat, but they've gotten everything they wanted. Shawn says the inventor of the PCR, Professor Kerry Mullen, said it shouldn't be used as a diagnostic tool and definitely shouldn't be ran at 40 plus cycles. They're fake. Statistics are fake. Inflated on purpose and pushed for fear. Kaylin says these variants are the juiced people, the Maxine. We'll use hers for a little bit. And they are the mutants. Jerry says that the best batteries are made of hemp, coming to all stores, sizes, and ready to compete with Tesla motors. Beautiful. Kerry Mullis says this is all bullshit, and I believe him, Riz says. Well, I believe him too, and I ain't even heard from him. Marie said that her husband had a dream that clowns were chasing him around with the jab. And pretty much, yeah. You know, they're giving these dumbasses $50 Walmart cards now to get it. You can get a lot of Chinese-made shit for $50. If you do it right. Shop the discount aisles. Death Star? Jessica is smoking on Death Star. That sounds amazing. I did treat myself. I got me a little bit of flour. It is lemon meringue Kush number 6. That means they took 5 stabs at this shit before they got it right. Now I got the number 6, and it's nice. I like that. And that's what I'm smoking on. Death Star. That sounds really good. I like that. You can get a free donut still, I think. Krispy Kreme? Yeah, they're giving out free donuts. Dumbasses can get a free donut every day, I think. But you can get pretty fat. It won't take that long either. Because you get a free donut, you're going to get another donut. It's free. Might as well get a dozen while you're there. Oh, that's bullshit. I hate hearing that. Carrie Mullis was suicided in 2019. Kaylin is having Gorilla Glue. Number 5? I've had number 4. I didn't know there was a number 5. Now I gotta have it. Because number 4, very nice. Very nice. Trisha says that she's been able to find 0 on his cause of death. Lee says Agenda 2019 seems to be culling just fine. It does seem to be going quite well. That's indisputable. This is a good policy. I don't either. I don't believe anything the government tells me. In fact, I directly disbelieve it. They could tell me the sky was blue and I would wonder myself. I'd start questioning myself, my own eyes. Be like, I have to have some kind of misconception about what blue is because there's no way it's what they say it is. Candyland? That sounds nice too. This is Clementine. It's very nice. Sativa. I like those. I am a sativa snob. I want to remind everybody to come back in the morning. In the morning, we do our morning show, the Morning Yank. And I got to get with Paul and find out. But I'm trying to get him to stick with this 10 a.m. Eastern time. Because I feel like that gets us close to actually being a morning show. But if he won't, we'll be back to our regular time at 11 a.m. Eastern. But that'll be tomorrow morning, and you can't be late. Just like with this, anytime you get your yank in is the right time. So check out the Morning Yank tomorrow and come back tomorrow night for motivation. We'll be doing motivation on the show tomorrow night. It's what we do on Tuesdays. And then Friday night, our guest is Gerard Kinyet. Hey, he'll be coming on. He's got a lot of exciting things to talk about too. So that's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to that. We got a lot going on this week. And let me know what you think about the weekend review. Is that something that you enjoy? Do a lot of you catch that later on? Because I've been watching for comments. That's how we really gauge it. If people participate and seem to be seeing it. And I'm not seeing that, but I'm seeing a lot of views after the live. Just not much interaction. So maybe you're not commenting, but you're watching them and you like them. It's really for you. So if people are enjoying it, then it's worth it. See what I mean? Shawn wants to know, are we live during the Morning Yank? Yes. In all the same places that we're live right now, except on Facebook, we have our own page, the Morning Yank page, and we stream from there. The idea behind that was that maybe we would get throttled less from our own page, but it didn't really work that way. We'll be in the exact same place on YouTube that we're at right now, which isn't our regular channel, because I don't know if you caught this part, Shawn. We got another strike, and we got taken down. For 7 days, we're in YouTube jail, so we can't stream to YouTube. We're on our old channel right now on YouTube, and we just started on VK. Lee says, the government does tell you their agenda. Bush said we're starting a new world order. Well, Biden said the biggest election fraud ever. They tell us, but then they do smoke and mirrors. Exactly right. They do. He's right. They've told you this whole thing, everything. Put it right in front of you. And they always do. They have to. They believe in it. They believe that gives their black magic power, their sorcery. Booster shot for a motivational show. That is a pretty good title. Well, I want to thank everybody for hanging out tonight at the show and taking part, and let you know again, come back tomorrow night for motivation night. And also let me know what you think about keeping the week in review, whether you want to stick around or not. And I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Have a great night.